Hello everyone, for your next data structure lecture. I'm Professor Arvedi, and today we will be starting with the third topic of your second module, that is array implementation of stack, part 1. Part 1 as in here we would be implementing all the functions, and in the next lecture we would be writing the main function so that it will allow us to do the final implementation, and we'll be able to check all the functions also. So let us start with the live implementation using IDE. So I'll be able to show you how exactly we can implement under C environment. Yeah, so you can see certain things I've already kept ready for you. So we'll need hash include stdio.h. Conio we need because we need to show the output on the screen and we need to clear the screen. Hash define max is a macro which will define the size of the stack. Currently I've kept it as 5. Now because it's a macro, anytime you can very well change the size of the stack as per the user requirement. Now the first thing is the structure. Typedef struct I've already cleared in the previous module, the use of typedef. So because of that, I don't need to write the name of the structure with struct keyword. I obviously can refer it directly. So typedef struct. Now what my stack is comprised of? It comprises of an array which is of the size max, the name is s, and my top of stack, which we will be calling it as toss. So this comprises of my structure stack. Now in main function, in next lecture we will see, but let me just visualize a bit. In main, I'll be creating a variable of this stack. Let's say stack x. Now that stack x will contain two members, the array s and the top of stack toss. Now that particular variable I'll be passing to all my functions by reference. Even this part I had revised in the previous module. So whenever, if you look at the first function now, void push, okay, if you see the argument is stack star t, which is a pointer, and that pointer is going to point to the actual stack which is created in the main function. If you remember, or you can very well go and revise that again. So if at all I have a variable x in main which is being pointed by pointer t. So how do I refer the members of x? X dot s could be referred as t arrow s. X dot toss could be referred as t arrow toss. So the only change I'll be having here is I would not be referring my s and toss directly in my functions. I would be referring them using the arrow operator, which if you remember is being called indirect member access. So whatever I do with t arrow s and t arrow toss will happen with the original stack which is being passed from the main function. Okay, as you go ahead with main and you see the implementation completely, I guess these things you will get used to. So now let us start with the logic which we already seen in the previous lecture of ADT of stack. So if I want to do push, I have to check for stack full. Okay, so let us start with if my toss is equal to max. Now there will be certain changes as compared to ADT and program, because in ADT we'd assume that the array starts with 1, my toss is at 0 and it goes up to max. But in program my array starts with 0, so my toss will be at -1 initially, and my toss can go not up to max but up to max -1. So if toss, already seen how do I refer toss, this is how I will refer toss. If t arrow toss is equal to max -1, then I would say printf stack overflow, and then I obviously don't have to go ahead, so return. Now if the stack is not full, I can very well increment toss. Remember one thing, whenever you refer these two things, s, which is an array of the structure, and toss, you have to refer it using t arrow. That's the only change you need to be careful about. Okay, so toss is incremented. Now this is actually I want to write. See, let me write first in the normal style. S of toss is equal to ELE. But again, how do I refer s? T arrow s. How do I refer toss? T arrow toss equal to ELE. And that completes the implementation of push function. Okay, so let us go ahead with isempty. is empty. There was it there it was returning boolean. Here obviously we have option of 1 and 0, so it will return int. Now when the stack is empty, if toss, which we will say t arrow toss, is equal to -1, I would say return 1. Yes, stack is empty. Else, I already told you whether you write else or not, it doesn't matter. Else I'll return 0. So that's how I'll be able to implement isEmpty function. Okay. Now let us go ahead with pop. See, pop requires a temporary variable, so I'll just keep it ready. Now here I'll be calling isEmpty. See, isEmpty in bracket, I'll be passing the same t. And if I just close the bracket directly, it means if it returns true. So currently what the statement says is, if isEmpty in bracket t returns true, then what? Then the stack is empty. And which function you are in? You are in pop. So if the stack is empty and if I'm trying to do pop, we've seen what it is called. It is called as stack underflow. Okay, so it's a stack underflow error. Okay, and because we couldn't pop anything, but still we have to return something because the return type is int, you obviously will return -1. Okay, if the stack is not empty, then Z will get the element at toss. So t arrow s of t arrow toss. And then toss has to be decremented. So t arrow toss minus and return Z. Isn't it? It is quite similar to the ADT that you have designed. Only we are converting it into the programming steps. Fine. So after pop, the next is stack top. Now stack top will have quite a similar structure. Only thing is that it will not have that temporary variable Z. That is because we don't have to decrement toss. We can straight away return the topmost element. So I rather would start with this part. So this part is as it is. So I can very well take this as it is. Okay, and if not, then I would say return t arrow s of t arrow toss. Okay, I hope you understood this. So stack top is very simple. If isEmpty is true, yeah, there is one change, but if isEmpty is true, I won't say stack underflow, but I would say stack empty. And then return -1. If not, I would return the topmost element. Major change here is my toss is not getting decremented. So element is not removed. I'm just returning the copy. Okay. Now again, next is display. I would need quite a same thing here also. Only again with one change. I will say stack empty, but I would not return -1 because return type is void. Okay. Here I need one temporary variable for running the for loop. And what we have decided? We've decided that we'll display in the order they're going to get popped. So that is from toss to, it was 1 there, but here it will be up to 0 because again your array starts with 0. I equals toss, so t arrow toss, I greater than or equal to 0, I minus. So I'll have printf, let's say %d because I know that they are integer, and it will be t arrow s of I. Fine. Just as a formality, at the end we'll put /n. So after printing stack, it goes on the next line, and that is nothing but your display. Clear? So again, just quickly to revise, we had created the macro for size of the stack. We had created the structure with array and top of the stack. Then function push. Okay, to push the element onto the stack. Function empty to check whether the stack is empty or not. Pop function is to pop the element from the stack. If you couldn't pop, if there is an underflow error, we return -1. We'll see in main how to handle this. Stack top, quite similar. If there is no element, we say stack empty. Otherwise, we return the copy of the top of stack. And function display, if the stack is empty, it will simply display the message stack is empty. If not, it will display the elements from toss to 0. So in the order, they are going to get popped. Fine. So that's it about the initial part of your implementation of stack. So we had completed the implementation of the functions. Program is not over yet, but we had completed the first half of the implementation. Okay, we would conclude here with this lecture, but in the next lecture, we would be continuing with the main function of this particular stack implementation, and we will even see the execution of the program. Fine. So that's all. That's it for this lecture. Thank you.